All right, we have some people joining us right now. It's looking good. The numbers are coming in. Still see some people joining us. All right, here we go. So hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for an informative and exciting Celestial webinar. My name is Dean Lapham. I'm the Senior Director of Professional Development and Trade here at CLIA, and I'm going to just quickly go through some housekeeping before introducing our presenter. The webinar will run for about 30 minutes with time for questions at the end, but please feel free to type your questions into the question module of the webinar, and we'll get to them at the conclusion of the presentation. This webinar is being recorded and will be posted on CLIA's YouTube channel, CLIA Global. And with that, it's my pleasure to introduce our presenter, Kelly Predmesky, to present to you more about Celestial's 2023 cruises. Kelly's been working in the travel industry for over 17 years. She started her career in travel with the formal student travel giant, STA Travel, where she worked for 8 years managing a bricks and mortar travel agency in New York City. With a strong student travel connection, she moved over to the supplier side as a BDM for Contiki Vacations, where she helped to relaunch the brand to the travel trade. She's been with Celestial Cruises for 4 years, based out of West Palm Beach. She's an avid world traveler, with Greece being her high up on her favorites list. So her favorite Greek island is Milos. So take it away, Kelly.
Thank you so much, Dean. Hello, travel advisors. I'm really excited to join you this afternoon. I know everyone is slammed booking all kinds of travel all over the world. So we're going to keep this pretty short and sweet and very insightful to help you grow your business. Today, I really want to tell you about how you can grow your group's business with Celestyal Cruises, and how you can look at Celestyal differently through a group lens. So let's get started. Dean already told you all about myself. I'm the Director of National Accounts. We have an entire field sales team out there in the Northeast, the Southeast, 2 in the Central region, and 1 BDM in the West Coast, along with about 4 inside sales executives to support you. It has never been a hotter time to go to Greece. You know, Greece really was in the spotlight as the first country to really open internationally to tourism during the pandemic. In 2022, they crushed 2019 tourism records by about $2 billion. And imagine, we were up against the strictest cruising protocols in the world in Greece. Those have all been dropped. So 2023, it is fair game, and it is really going to take off, especially in cruising. The demand for Greece has never been higher, and that's why it's so important to educate yourself on such a niche partner like Celestyal Cruises. So today, if we are a new brand for you, I will give you a brief overview about who is Celestyal and what makes us so special. And then we're going to dive right into how to make the most of Celestyal's first ever groups promotion, which is really exciting to have out in the marketplace for our travel partners. So, who is Celestyal Cruises? Well, Celestyal is the only Greek cruise line home porting in Athens, Greece. That means that all of our sailings are Athens round trip, making us quite unique. You know, a lot of Mediterranean cruises might start in Spain or Italy and just touch on Greece, but we really do a deep dive into our backyard around the Aegean Sea. We have 2 medium-sized ships in our fleet that are small enough to get us into the nooks and crannies of the ports that a lot of the bigger guys don't go to. They are your home away from home. Besides Greece, we do include other countries in our itinerary surrounding the Aegean region, like Turkey, Egypt, Israel, Cyprus, and even Montenegro we will be adding to one of our itineraries in 2024. Now, we have all different lengths of cruises, from 3 nights to 14 nights. So no matter what type of client you have, we have something for them. If they are planning a big European adventure and just want a taste of Greece, our short 3 and 4 night Greek island hoppers are a perfect way to make that happen. If they want something more in depth to truly explore the Eastern Mediterranean, our 7 night and 14 night voyages are going to be a perfect match. We are award winning. Just recently in 2022, over in the UK, we took home the editor's pick for Best Cruise Line for Service in the Cruise Critic Awards. And that is a big deal. Year after year, we deliver incredible customer service and are awarded for it in the industry. We've also won quite a few awards when it comes to being perfect for solo travelers, which is fantastic. At the heart of what Celestial Cruises is and what makes us so special is we truly are a destination cruise line. We exist to connect our guests to the amazing backyard of the Eastern Mediterranean. When you go to a place like Greece and the Greek islands, it's about getting off the ship and exploring and soaking in the history, the people, the flavors. That's what it's about. And we design our itineraries to give our guests and your clients maximum time to truly explore. The ship is the floating hotel. You're off the ship all day, every day. Very port intensive, almost no at sea days. You don't want to be at sea when this is what you're sailing through. The other thing about Celestial is because we do have the smaller mid-sized ships, that means we have a fantastic mix of the bigger blockbuster stops like Mykonos and Santorini and the hidden gems that really are the more authentic experiences connecting our guests to the culture and the heart and soul of the region, like Volos, Thessaloniki, Milos. You really get to see a different side of the destination when you can go more off the beaten path. We give more time. We're in ports pretty much all day, every day. We have late night stops. Example, we're in Santorini until after midnight, 7 a.m. to midnight. That's huge. Mykonos, we're there from 8 a.m. until 2 o'clock in the morning. You don't find this time with other cruise lines. And the other thing about Celestial that makes us so special, even though it's really not about the onboard experience, when you are on board, you are still going to be getting the authentic Greek experience. You're going to taste the local flavors with our culinary program. You're going to have some Greek storytelling woven into our entertainment. You're going to always feel like you're having an authentic Greek experience with Celestial Cruises. Our crew is phenomenal. Again, we win award after award when it comes to our service. And one of the things that makes our crew so fantastic is that we fully embrace the Greek concept of philoxenia. Philoxenia means being a friend to a stranger. And this is really a core value in Greek society. And because that's what the Greeks are known for, right? Their warmth and hospitality. So we have philoxenia as one of the brand pillars of the Celestial identity. We truly live and breathe this on board. We will do anything and go out of our way to make our guests happy. And that is why we have such amazing feedback on all of our customer satisfaction surveys. I also think it's a real testament that we have a lot of crew that have been with us for over 20 years. They've been a part of the Celestial family. And that is the level of expertise that they bring to the onboard experience as well. Food is a huge part of travel. And when you travel with Celestial, you don't miss out on the local experience. Whether you're eating breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you can eat like a local if you want to. You just look for the Greek flag. At breakfast, you could be eating local Greek yogurt or a spinach feta pie. At lunch, you could be eating pork souvlaki. At dinner, you could be eating pistachio or moussaka, and definitely baklava is on the menu every single night. Beyond what's complimentary, we even have a specialty restaurant in collaboration with Greek American celebrity chef Diane Kochilas. It's a 6-course Greek tasting menu for $63 per person, and it is delicious. Not to mention, little things. You always are going to get the Greek touch. All the beer and wine that's included, it's all the local Greek labels. Entertainment. When you're on board with Celestial, you're going to have a fun time in the evening when we're sailing from one island to the next. We have a different show every single night, from a Latin night to a cabaret night. And of course, we have to tell a Mamma Mia-esque Greek wedding story. We have one night that tells the story of Greek mythology. You're going to find a traditional Greek band playing next to the pool with some Greek dancing happening on deck. And fabulous bouzouki player playing in the lounge before the show starts. And we have another lounge with live music after the program is over in the evening. And if you make it past 11 p.m., congratulations. I never do, but there is a dance floor and a nightclub with a DJ. You're always going to have fun, even when you're on board with Celestyal. The last thing that's really great about Celestyal is the value that you get for the money that you're paying. We have 2 levels of inclusion that your clients can choose from. Inclusive is what we lead with. Already with our inclusive fare, you're going to have your onboard meals included. You have select drinks included at meals, beer and wine. You get an $80 shore excursion discount per person to put towards all the experiences you want to do in these destinations through Celestyal. The entertainment is complimentary every night, and all the gratuities are included. Now, we're finding that more than 60% of our North American travelers are choosing our enhanced fares. And this is a great opportunity for you to also maximize your revenue. The value is incredible. It's about $260 more per person on a 7-night sailing, and you get unlimited drinks included all the time, anytime you want, even outside of meals. So beer, wine, basic liquor, drinks. You get double the shore excursion discount, so $160 discount per person. You get 1 hour free Wi-Fi per day, and even a 25% discount on specialty dining. So there's more freedom for your clients to choose how they want to travel and what they're going to be using when they're traveling, and also more ways for you to maximize your revenue, making Celestyal an incredible value. So let's talk about groups, because groups really can take your business to the next level. Year after year, you know, when I'm going around to conferences all year, I hear so many travel advisors have their goal, their focus is going to be on how they can do more groups. And I want to give you some practical ways on how you can look at Celestyal and truly grow your group's business with us. So why Celestyal for your group in 2023? First of all, we have our first ever groups promotion for our travel partners. We have amazing, authentic excursions that you can use to curate tailored experiences for the audience that you want to reach that's in your network. And we have some of the most in-demand, impeccably designed itineraries that are so important. So let's jump into these ideas. You know, I typically end presentations with a promotion, but I'm going to start with it because this is something that Celestyal has not done before. And we want to make it easier for you to do groups and a bigger benefit for you, right? So we have our first ever promotion. What we've done is we have lowered the cabin requirement down to 5 cabins, starting at 5 cabins or more, up to 25. Our norm for a group is 8 cabins or more. We have, my favorite thing, we have slashed the TC requirement in half. Normally, you get 1 free berth for 20 paying adults based on double occupancy. On these select sailings in 2023, it's going to be 1 for 10, which is fantastic. And we have reduced the deposit requirement down to $100 per cabin and on interiors and ocean views, due within 30 days of locking the space. Now, we're pretty flexible, so your deposits are refundable up until 120 days prior to departure, which really gives you a window of opportunity to market these groups. So this is the wave offer. Again, this is all making it easier for you and more profitable for you. And Greece has never been hotter. People are looking for these trips. The Google search analytics are off the charts with people searching for the Greek islands. And why you want to work with Celestyal is because of our authentic story. It resonates so strongly through marketing. It catches people's attention. We have a story to tell. You want the local authentic Greek experience, you go with Celestyal. We have a number of sailings that are part of this promotion, happening from early this spring, starting in March to the end of the year in December. You remember, we sail almost year round. So there's quite a few different options. Our 3 continents is our first sailing starts in March 4th. There's also departures for the 3 continents at the end of 2023 in November and December. To give you an idea of the pricing, it's starting at $865 per person with the things that I told you that were included, remember? Amazing value. We have our eclectic itinerary in April, starting from $1,005 per person. That's part of this promotion. This is really going more off the beaten path in the shoulder season for those real travelers who want to go places that other people don't. The idyllic is our bread and butter, our Greek island intensive itinerary with sailings this spring and summer at phenomenal rates for Greece. You know, the hotel rates in Greece are just going to keep going up. So if you have any clients who are on any kind of budget, you want to look at the idyllic. Even if they're FIT travelers who have never done a cruise before, you can convert them onto Celestyal with our strong selling points that is driven by the experience and the destination. And then we do have our shorter 3 and 4 night iconic Aegean sailings with a number of departures that are part of this promotion. And these are great for you to either package with other land components, or if you have any groups going to Italy or Spain, you can do this as an optional add-on for your clients to the Greek islands. It's a fantastic way to really maximize your revenue. So you want to think about, who are you connected to? Who's in your database? What are the groups of people in your community that you can basically, I call it mining for gold, right? Who are you going to go to put together a group? Well, you want to look at it by what their interests are, because you want to curate an experience for that audience. So we can look at foodies. Greece is amazing. You can do food and wine excursions all day, every day in the Eastern Mediterranean. Fitness junkies, yogis, you know, the Mediterranean is definitely becoming a wellness destination. We get a lot of pilgrimage groups. If you're connected to your church, this is a fantastic place to scope out for groups business. Retirees, travel clubs, law grads. I want to explain this because I think that this is an untapped market that a lot of travel advisors aren't really aware of. I used to be a travel agent next to Columbia University, and every year when the bar exam happened, I would be flooded with law students who just studied and had no life for months and took the bar, and they were traveling all over the world. So if you have any connections to law schools, that's a great market. Fraternities and sororities, if you are connected to this crowd, you could really be doing some great groups because they are bonded for life and they stay together and they stay in touch. Great reunion opportunities there. Book clubs. This is another great market. And, you know, with Greece and the Greek mythology story, you can really target and create some great itineraries. So when you think of all those people who are in your community, the first thing you really need is you need to start with the right itinerary. That is what attracts your clients to start with, right? And Celestyal has you covered for that, because our idyllic Aegean is basically the end all be all Greek island itinerary if you've ever seen one. Take a look at how we have mapped this out and designed this with how much time you get in each place, but also the variations of how different these destinations are. Now, I briefly touched about how FIT travelers are a great opportunity, right? And that's because when you go with Celestyal, you get to see all of these different places. Each of these destinations has a completely different landscape, different traditions. They look totally different. And you miss out on that experience if you put together an FIT trip for your group, because typically then you only have enough time for 1 or 2 islands in Athens. And you are going to get to see a whole range of destinations that are the real Greece when you go with Celestyal. Thessaloniki is the 2nd largest city in Greece after Athens. It's a huge culinary destination. We're in port from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. Kuşadası, Turkey. You have to see Ephesus there. Crete, is one of my favorite destinations and very in demand for American travelers. It's the largest of all the Greek islands, and it has everything. We're there from 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. Santorini, 7 a.m. until after midnight. Huge draw for this itinerary, and also a great selling point for FIT travelers who are worried they won't get enough time there. Mykonos, 8 a.m. until 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 back-to-back huge stops. And my favorite stop of the entire itinerary is Milos. It is the hidden gem of this itinerary by far. It's one of the most beautiful islands in the world, and almost no other cruise lines go there because their ships are too big. And we're there from 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. You see all of these dates. We sail every single Saturday, starting April 15th through mid-October, and we have dates out through 2024 as well. Now, you start with the itinerary, but an itinerary is just an itinerary. You need to bring it to life. You need to paint the picture. You need to know who your audience is. Who are you marketing to? You think about all those people that you have in your network, in your community, and you create a curated experience using Celestyal's optional excursions. We have a whole range of optional excursions for every itinerary, and when you pre-book them, they are commissionable to you. So this is another fabulous way that you can maximize your revenue, and you don't get this with too many other cruise lines. Now, I really want to point out our brand new line of excursions called Authentic Encounters that we started in 2022, because you can really use these excursions to appeal to specific audiences with really unique under the surface excursions. We break them up by categories. So we have culinary excursions, art and archaeology, cultural excursions, culture vultures, the sun and sand excursions, and the active adventure. So when you know who your audience is, you can use these excursions to create a really tailored experience that will tell a great story in your marketing. So what I want to do is I actually want to walk you through the idyllic itinerary, but looking at it from how you could market this itinerary to different segments of clients that you might actually work with in each destination. So let's start with Thessaloniki. Thessaloniki was just named by UNESCO as a designated city of gastronomy. It is a melting pot of flavors that you will not find in any other part of Greece. So it's a huge foodie destination. And we have a fantastic food on foot tour that takes you around the city of Thessaloniki, tasting all of the most traditional flavors throughout the city along the way. We have amazing culinary excursions in other destinations as well. In Mykonos, you can go into a woman's home and do a home cooking class. In Istanbul, you can do baklava making. In Kavala, we have some fantastic winery tours, and same thing with Cyprus. There's a fantastic tiny village. If you get a chance to Google it, Omodos is the name of the village in Cyprus that is a winemaking village. So there's a lot of really fantastic excursions you can do when it comes to culinary and wine with us. Pilgrimage groups, church groups. Ephesus is a huge example of a destination that one of those groups is going to specifically pick Celestyal for. We do tons of business when it comes to church groups and pilgrimage groups. Ephesus is huge. You can do an excursion that adds on the visit to Mary's house. I also want to point out that if you have real our history buffs that you're appealing to, we have a fantastic new Authentic Encounter excursion that is a guided tour of Ephesus with the small group, 6 to 20 people, led by an archaeologist that actually excavates at Ephesus. It doesn't get more immersive than that. When you're trying to reach those culture vultures that really want to feel connected to the heart and the soul of a place when they travel, Crete is the destination to paint that picture, because we have what probably my favorite excursion we offer on any itinerary that really tells that story. It's called Cretan Countryside. And this man is Mr. Vasilius. Celestyal has been working with him probably for like 20 years. And His family owns kind of like a farm slash winery in a very small village in the rolling green countryside of Crete outside of Heraklion. It's called Steronis. Now, his farm, their property, there is no Facebook, there is no Instagram. This is not a commercialized place. We know him because we're from there. Mr. Basilius is, I call him a living legend because he is a very magnetic person. He doesn't speak English. Our guides translate for him, and he shares the Cretan philosophy, the Cretan way of life, what their property means to them. It's been passed down from generations in his family, from his grandparents. So you really feel connected to this place. It's kind of it's a spiritual experience. I asked him, how do I describe this, Mr. Basilius? He said, this is a place that fills up your soul, and it truly does. Their property is stunning. It's all rolling green countryside surrounding. They grow all their own herbs. All the trees have different fruits growing on them. Their family makes wine just for their family and for our celestial guests. They also distill raki, which is kind of like Cretan moonshine. They do a traditional Cretan dance performance for us. And it doesn't get more traditional for real. These are dances that are going back 3,500 years to the ancient Minoan civilization. They do marriage dances, wartime dances, and they're spectacular. And while they're performing, we are eating the olives that are harvested from the village. We're drinking the wine that Mr. Basilius's family makes, and the raki, and the best tomatoes and cucumbers you've ever tasted, and local Cretan yogurts. This excursion touches people truly, and they take these memories home. And this type of experience tells the story of the authentic connections you get when you travel with Celestyal. And again, you need stories to tell in your marketing, and it doesn't really get better than this. Now, those active adventure travelers that you might be trying to reach, maybe you CrossFit, maybe you do Pilates or yoga, this is a great place to get groups. And I love to use this example in Santorini. There is more to Santorini than blue domes that people line up for 2 hours to see to get a photo on Instagram. You can actually see some amazing parts of Santorini that a lot of people don't even know exist. Now, Santorini literally used to be a huge island 3,500 years ago, and there was one of the most significant volcanic eruptions in history, and the middle of Santorini sunk into the ocean. So all the villages that the most iconic villages of Ia and Fira, they're sitting on the edge of the volcano. And on this excursion I got to do in the summer of 2021, when we started sailing again, we took out it looked like a little pirate ship out to the volcano in the middle, and we hiked to the top of the volcano in the middle of Santorini, and it was spectacular. Our guides were phenomenal. They share the history of the volcanic activity of Santorini and like the myths, the Greek myths that also go along with the volcanic history. It was fascinating. The views were spectacular. So that is a different way of seeing Santorini to appeal to a different type of traveler. Greek mythology, you could run with this topic and really create a cool trip. One of the must-see places you would want to tell the story of is the island of Delos, which you reach from the island of Mykonos. Delos is said to be the most sacred of all the Greek islands because this is where the twins Apollo and Artemis are said to be born, and this is the island of immortals. This whole island is UNESCO Archaeological Park, and it was really cool. I mean, some people get tired of ruins. Some people aren't really into the archaeology sites, but I would have to say that this island was really special and unique and interesting to learn about, and stunningly beautiful as well. To get to see those lions, to get to see the temple to Apollo that, so many Greek people made pilgrimage to this island to worship Apollo, that the marble steps are totally dented just from 100 standing for 100 years. There's a lot of stories you can tell. The beach, if you have a lot of beach travelers, say you sell a lot of all-inclusive and you wish you're trying to grow your Europe sales, You could create a great sun and sand trip to the Greek islands to appeal to that market, to get them across the pond and over to Europe, increasing the amount of revenue they're going to be spending with you. There's amazing beaches on Mykonos. There's amazing beaches on Milos. There's really interesting beaches on Santorini, black sand beaches, red sand beaches. If you want to go to the Greek islands in the summer, the water is the clearest you've ever seen in your life. Milos is my favorite though. This is definitely how you sell a beach. It was voted Travel and Leisure's most beautiful island in the world in 2021, and we are lucky enough to go there. We have some great excursions that you can book on board with Celestyal, whether you want to see Milos by hanging out on the beach or going out on a boat. We can take you on our amazing beaches tour to Paleohori Beach. These are all pictures from my iPhone, FYI. So this is truly what the experience is going to look like. You can hang out at a beautiful beach club on Paleohori Beach with a taverna right above you where you can eat a spectacular lunch. They'll even bring your lunch to your beach chair, which is my only way I'll eat a Greek salad now. The whole surroundings, the landscape is very dramatic because it's one of the 4 volcanic islands of the Greek islands. You can see all the different minerals in the rock formations. Or if you're a little more adventurous and you want to go to some amazing swimming spots that you can only reach by boat, we have our incredible nostalgic Milos excursion where you go out on a boat for the day. You can go to some of the most beautiful swimming spots. The times I've gone, it's been our boat and super yachts. That's the type of destination that this is. You can swim through caves that are bioluminescent. No matter if you choose amazing beaches or nostalgic Milos, they both go to Sarakaniko Beach, which is also known as Moon Beach. The volcanic makeup of this island makes the landscape very dramatic as it's all been eroded by the sea and the sand and the salt. So you have some fantastic imagery to use in your marketing when you're talking about groups for sun and sand as well. Now, this is very important. I want to share with you a great strategy on how you can truly grow your group's business. If you had a group sale with us in 2022, or say you're going to be putting together a group with us in 2023, before your group departs, you want to have the next groups ready to go and set up for the following year. This is how you increase your conversion and grow the numbers. This is why I say open 2 groups and have them ready to go. One for the itinerary that you do, and one a new itinerary that you can sell your repeat clients to. When you're over in the Greek islands with your clients on a group, there's a lot of people watching. They're watching you, your clients, friends, and family are watching them, and they're watching and following along on this epic journey. So I would have the same itinerary ready to go for the next year to sell into that, the people who didn't get to go this time. And I would have a second itinerary that you can pitch to your group before the end of the cruise, before they even go home on where you're going next year. You are automatically going to see your numbers increase when you employ this strategy. I want to give you an example. If you go to the Greek islands in 2023 with Celestyal, make the 3 continents your 2024 trip. It's totally different experience. You're going to Egypt, Israel, Cyprus, Rhodes, Kushadasi, and it's in a totally different season. It operates in the off season. We had agents do this year. They came home off the 7-night idyllic and booked this for their clients immediately and open group space for the following year, and they got bookings. People want to go once they know what it's like, once our crew, what the level of service is, they are ready to go. So here is really the formula that you want to employ. Open the group space before you depart. When you're on board, maybe host a going away cocktail hour before the cruise ends and announce your group for the next year while you are on board. Work with your BDM to have a cruise night set up for when you come home, and I would send out an email invitation to your clients within 1 week of returning home. You want to work with your BDM. We will create exclusive offers for you if you open a group and host a cruise night and you put down a deposit within a certain amount of time of coming home. we can work with you to be creative to help you grow your groups. That's what we're here for. So I hope that you have found this information insightful and maybe have your creative juices flowing. Just to go over the wave season offer again, if you're now really excited to work with Celestyal, you have until the end of February to open a group, 5 to 25 cabins. You get 1 free berth for every 10 paying adults, and it's on select departures, and it's a $100 deposit per cabin within 30 days of locking the space. You have to pay a second deposit of $200 due at 120 days prior to departure. Again, a lot of different sailings that are part of the promotion, ranging all year long on 2023 departures. And you guys have the PDF flyer with the terms and conditions and the eligible sailings in the handout section of GoToWebinar on this webinar. So what do you do next? First, we want to make sure that your agency is registered. If you're not registered with Celestyal, all you have to do is go to celestyal.com, scroll to the very bottom, and click on Agent Application and fill out your registration request form. If you'd like to open group space, all you have to do is email insidesales@celestyal.com to request your group, and they will also connect you to your local BDM who can help you answer any questions and get this going for you. Once the space is blocked, it all gets loaded into the agent portal. You'll be assigned a group ID number, and you can book straight into your inventory using our agent portal. If you want to stay in touch and keep learning more about Celestyal Cruises, we would love for you to join our travel partner Facebook page, Celestyal Cruises Agent Talk Americas. We have a very engaged community here, lots of great information shared in this community. We also post all of our promotions, FAM opportunities, training opportunities in our Facebook group. And we just recently launched our travel agent resource hub, celestialstars.com. We have a full training certification program here. You have access to all our e-brochures, all the shore excursion e-brochures, lots of fantastic resources for you at celestialstars.com. So, Efaristo, thank you so much, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
That was excellent. Thank you so much. Really, really good information. So we have great info. Let's go from Sherry. One of the questions I have is you gave some great tips on how to promote the groups, Kelly. So one of the questions I would have is, what about promoting families and as far as getting families to travel? What would you say are some tips that you would utilize for that?
Well, I think when it comes to families, we do get families cruising with us. We don't necessarily promote ourselves as a family cruise line because it's not about the onboard activities, right? We don't have crazy bells and whistles. We don't have kids programs. It's about promoting the memories that your family's going to make together in some of these amazing destinations around the world, and really looking at the excursions that are family friendly. We have like some cool 4-wheeling ones where you can 4-wheel drive around Milos to an old mine. Like, what will be appealing to the families? How old are the kids is really important, I think, because young kids, it might be more challenging with a cruise line like us, because it is a very active cruise.
So that would be more like looking at maybe the 2 generations of like maybe folks who are maybe in between 50 to 70, and then maybe their adult children, like trying to promote that type of experience, correct?
Sure.
Okay, good. And as far as like the excursions, do you recommend booking the excursions prior to going on the cruise, or are they able to do it once they're on the cruise?
No, you want to book these for your clients because you earn commission on them only if they're pre-booked.
Excellent. Good
So
point.
and I want to give you an example. For example, commission levels vary depending on what agency you're a part of. But let's say you're at an agency that makes 14% commission on the cruise. You make the same commission on the excursions. So you could be making 14% on the excursions as well.
That's great. Great point, Kelly. Thank you so much. All right. Well, that's about it as far as the questions that came into the module. Kelly, is there anything you'd like to wrap it up with?
No, I will just say, please reach out to your local BDM. If you don't know your local BDM, just email inside sales at Celestyal. We want to meet you. There is such demand for this destination, and there's some great opportunities to be working with Celestial right now. And if you don't know, just reach out to us. We want to meet you.
Great. Well, thank you, Kelly, so much for that great information. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you out on the ocean.